This was the last question on the Google quiz on quadrilaterals. Given parallelogram ABCD, for which of the following sets of properties will ABCD always be a square? So in the first choice we had, I changed this to not always. So given parallelogram ABCD, for which of the following sets of properties will ABCD not always be a square? Okay, so you already have a parallelogram, and then we're looking for adding these properties. So here's the first choice. All four sides are congruent. So that will make it a rhombus. Then we have the diagonals bisect the angles. Well, the diagonals bisecting the angles only makes it a rhombus as well. So this does not guarantee that it's a square. Doesn't mean that it's not a square. It doesn't guarantee it. So that is your answer. Let's look at why choices 2, 3, and 4 are incorrect. One pair of consecutive sides are congruent, so that would make it a rhombus. And then the diagonals are congruent. Well, by the diagonals being congruent, this would straighten out, and then it would become a square. Because you still have the one pair of consecutive sides congruent, and now the diagonals are congruent. Okay, so that would make that a square. Those being put together, along with it already being a parallelogram. Okay, choice 3, the diagonals are congruent and perpendicular. Well, the diagonals being congruent, as you know, that makes it a rectangle. And then by the diagonals being perpendicular, that makes it a rhombus. So when you have a parallelogram that is both a rectangle and a rhombus, you have a square. So that is a square. And then let's look at choice 4. The diagonals are congruent and one pair of adjacent sides are perpendicular. Well, the diagonals being congruent, again, makes it a rectangle. But now so that makes it a rectangle. One pair of adjacent sides being perpendicular, that would only make it a rectangle as well. So this would only make it a rectangle. So actually, this is my fault. There are actually 2 answers. So I will have to go back and regrade that, because this is not guaranteed to be a square. This is only guaranteed to be a rectangle. Okay, thank you so much for your time.